Here's my advice to ex-Muslims who are frustrated, angry, depressed, sad, challenged, and having all sorts of problems at home. As Little Devil tweeted, if you never had to fight for your right to get an education, drive a car, go out by yourself, have a job, be financially independent, not be forced into marriage, then consider yourself blessed. These are things some of us could only dream of having without putting up a fight. Now, my video is primarily directed to ex-Muslims in Western liberal democracies, not people in Muslim countries. It can be incredibly tough growing up as an ex-Muslim, even worse in some cases as an ex-Muslim woman. Okay, what can you do if you're in this situation? The difficulty in giving advice is that everyone's situation is different, but I'll tell you this, it's not going to be easy. Nothing will change overnight, but you have to try. You need to take some steps. First of all, create boundaries. Get a book on boundaries like the one by Henry Cloud. Learn how to say no and stick to it. If you're old enough to be an adult or nearly an adult, maybe like 18 or so, you have to create boundaries like saying, no, you can't check my phone. I have the right to some privacy. You can't come in my room right now. I will go out sometimes. I will choose my own friends. Take it slowly. The book I recommended can really help. If you're in a country where it's illegal to be beaten, where it's illegal to beat your children, don't allow them to physically abuse you. You can either warn them that you will involve other people such as family members or authorities, or you can actually go to speak to a support worker about what you can do in a situation like this. It might create friction in the short run. It'll definitely create some resentment, but in the long run, they will realize they cannot use such tactics on you. It might seem heavy-handed, and it might not even be necessary if there's something less you can do, but keep working on those boundaries. All of this is part of the growing up process. Learning how to say no, learning how to create space for yourself. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work. So in many cases, it's easiest and simplest to simply hide your views from your parents.
Be a munafiq.
Now, the reason for this is because in some cases, as you express doubt or disbelief, things will get harder and harder for you. A friend of mine in the UK has relatives back home in Bangladesh who probably saw his post on Facebook and raised concern with his parents. Imagine that, from thousands of miles away. Now his dad wants him to go to the mosque every day with him and also wants to put more limits on his freedom. If you have a decent amount of freedom, it might be a safer bet to just hide your views. If you trust your parents, or if they're liberal and you don't think they will freak out, try to slowly feed them some of your views and see how they react. The overall advice I used to give before was just hide your views until you're financially independent. When you're able to move out and live on your own, that's the advice that's actually pinned on /r/atheism, the atheism subreddit. For many people, staying in a closet in a Muslim household and keeping family ties and emotional and financial support is much better than leaving on your own terms. Sometimes it's just not possible to stay in a family in some situations. It's sort of like looking at the two options of getting fired at a job versus finding your own job and leaving on your own terms. The former is stressful and risky, and the latter can be actually quite a positive experience. Consider this, especially if you're in a Muslim country, you want to work hard, really hard. You want to make yourself extremely valuable. You want to look at the job market and the world situation and learn valuable skills that can be used to make yourself wanted and desired. And once you're able to finally leave, you'll be able to stand on your own 2 feet and nobody will be able to tell you what to do or what not to do. Lastly, Thurman Trees has a fantastic video on this called Coming Out, a roadmap for before, during, and after that you should watch for a more detailed analysis on this topic. Thanks for watching. One more thing. What if the cat is already out of the bag? What if you already have told them that you disbelieve? What if now you are suffering and you're in a lot of trouble and your life is kind of ruined, do you have to leave home? No. There's one more thing you can do. You could convert back to Islam. You see, Islam is what's on the outside, not what's on the inside. Yes, submission is supposed to be on the inside, but on the outside, Islam is judged based on the apparent. You could always repent to Allah and stay at home, make up with your parents. Tell them that you'll think about it. Tell them that you will reconsider it. You don't have to be honest, especially if you're in a situation where you can get hurt for what you believe in. Of course, in the ideal world, nobody would have to lie. Nobody would have to be dishonest about what they believe or what they disbelieve. It's only because of the fact that in some cases you have authoritarian families who will not let children, will not let young adults be themselves. So what do? You have to hide it sometimes. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. This is Abdullah Samir signing out. Also, I want to say thank you to everyone that's continued to support me on Patreon, on PayPal, and everywhere else. I really appreciate it. Because of you, I'm continuing to make these videos. Thank you. This is Abdullah Samir signing out.